Hello, everyone. Welcome to New Moon Update from Astrological Association with Alejo and Wendy. Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Hi
Great.
everyone. Hi Wendy, Rod.
Wow, Wendy, I like your background. It's so fiery.
Yes, getting ready for
Yeah,
Aries
getting.
season.
Oh, yes, Aries season. Oh, we are going to talking about Aries new moon, and this time the Aries new moon is not just a new moon because I heard a lot of people say that funny. New moon is on steroid.
Yes, yes. It's not just an eclipse, it's an Aries as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
Fireworks, fireworks.
Oh,
Uh,
yes. Could you give us a little more idea?
Well, it's so the new moon is an eclipse this Saturday, and it is unaspected in the chart. It's even though you can even building up to the new moon, I think you can already feel the energy shifting since the sun has moved into Aries. We're not so bogged down when things are not so heavy. So everything feels like, it feels like everyone's got a little bit of an adrenaline,
Mm.
a bit more, things are happening, a bit more action orientated. People want to jump out of the bed in the morning. They want to go outside. So it's got a, it's a really good idea to start new projects. All the things that you said you didn't know how to start, now start. That is, it's a really nice time to do that. It's a fire time. So all you fire signs are going to be motivated a bit more as well. Well, everyone is, but yeah, it's a great eclipse.
Yeah, Alejo, what's your interpretation for this new moon and eclipse?
yeah, I love what Wendy said because the new moon is in Aries, but the nodal axis is in Pisces. And we have the eclipse because the nodal axis is, oh, I mean, in Pisces, Virgo, of course. We have the eclipse because the nodal axis is close to the new moon. So this feeling that Wendy was talking about, this sense that we're starting to be impatient, we're starting to be very active, we want to do things, it's like we're a bit fed up, I think, of Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. We know it's about to change and we cannot wait for it to finally change. And I have this feeling also of kind of drive and courage and come on, let's just go. Let's just go and let's just start this new era that everybody's talking about. I think we're like very much having this feeling.
Yeah, well, Wendy just mentioned about one thing. This new moon we can consider it as a unexpected. They just have a very tiny, tiny aspect to the semi-square to the Uranus, right? But if you consider it as an unexpected, how does unexpected new moon
Well,
going
an
to unfold?
unexpected, it makes it very maverick. It sort of operates alone. It's not integrated with the rest of the chart. And you only use the Ptolemaic, the major
Hmm.
aspects. So you don't usually count the minor ones, but you
Yeah.
can if you want to. But it brings a different dimension to it. And being unaspected makes it, it's like a fire that's standing alone. It's like burning away. It's
Oh.
like it's not tamed, it's not unpredictable. It's just this very pure energy. And
Oh.
being in Aries makes it even more so. I think, it gives it a real very fresh, very new and
Ah.
very spring feel to it, which it would anyway. But that again, is times 100. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and coincidentally, because the very next day, Neptune going to move into Aries too,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was like a coincidence. I kind of emphasized what you just talking about. But Alejo, I know you always focus on midpoint. Is there any interesting project from the midpoint you can share with us?
Actually, this new moon is picking up in many midpoints,
Ooh.
but I like to mention it's picking up the Mars Saturn midpoint, and I like what Wendy was saying about a great moment to start projects and do things. I think the Mars Saturn together, if we are able to channel it, this energy, it can actually bring this idea of your drive, your energy, your will is actually channeled in a kind of more grounded way, in a more consistent way. So perhaps this kind of bursting energy that it's coming up can actually be conducted. You can direct it to something that you want to do. At the same time, it's true that it might mean that some of these impulses feel somewhat frustrated, feel somewhat
Mm,
not fully, that they don't fully develop in the end, so that you might feel a little bit tested at the same time. But I would say if you have a bursting idea that you want to come up, if you have a project that you want to start, I would say if something about this project is not really aligned with this moment in time and with what you really
mm-hmm,
have, what the resources you have to fulfill it, then instead of seeing as a testing period, see it more like a kind of help to not to invest the energy in something that will not work. On the contrary, if it's something that you do have the inner resources to do it, I think this Saturn what will do is to give you the kind of the stamina, the structure, the discipline
mm,
to
mm.
follow through it.
Yeah.
Very
I
And
like
interesting.
what, yeah, I like what you say, Alejo, because this Mars Saturn give me another idea. I always like look at the solar eclipse with the solar cycle, Benedict, Dr. Benedict Brady mentioned about it in the solar cycle. This is the, I think, is the SS6 North. And it was very interesting because it repeated 18 years ago to 2007. This family of a solar cycle is kind of a, according what she say, is a little bit more physical effort. But
hmm,
it could be go a little bit of violence. But hey, you got Aries and then you got a Mars Saturn energy. Of course, you're going to either take the action or carefully, or you bump it onto the wall, and that could be something very, very frustrating too. So how we direct our energy, especially this pure fire, like Wendy said, this pure fire new moon energy. I think it's very good for initiating any kind of event, isn't it, Wendy?
Yeah, and I think it's a very individual, a very
hmm,
solar thing that's happening because in the sky there's very few challenging aspects. There's no oppositions. So this
Mm,
becomes very individualized, especially being unaspected as well. So it's very much about, and particularly with Neptune right at that last sort of minutes
yeah.
of Pisces, there's something about bringing something that's been seeding into fruition, like Alejo was explaining as well. And I really like that, touching on that Mars Saturn as well, Alejo,
Mm,
because that Mars rules that new
hmm,
moon.
mm,
And Mars trine Saturn, there's very, there's not even a really hard aspect in the sky. I mean, really, the closest one is what, Mars, Neptune, but it's still 7 degrees away. Um,
yeah.
and so, it's a really interesting time. There's no challenge to things.
Mm,
So even though you need that there is strong motivation here, but it's sort of like a, spiraling, kicking dust, I guess, in some way. But it's also with the trying to Saturn, it, like Alejo says, it enables you, and it being the midpoint of it as well, it enables you to actually do it properly, do the project properly,
hmm,
anchor it, and yeah, harness, like you say, what's going to
mm,
happen, but very individual. It doesn't involve
mm,
any partnership, anybody else. Very much about oneself in this
hmm.
mm.
regard.
So interesting. So it sounds like you say, we can use this kind of time and energy to do what you like, and there is no one hold you back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, sounds pretty interesting. Wow, what a new moon! And we are very busy at this moment. There is the Venus and Mercury moved back to Pisces, and then following by the new moon and the solar eclipse, and then on the same day we have the Neptune moved to Aries, and then Mercury moved back to Pisces. Which is just like
Yes.
oh my God, everywhere. But hold yourself. I think just be yourself. And then I think this new moon in Aries, solar eclipse energy is allowed us to, to do whatever you like. But, you know, just use this kind of energy. Don't let it, you know, go anywhere. Okay, use it. Well, but we also have a very important message going to share with you. It's about our conference, and I really want this conference is go like this new Aries energy is going bang, Yes. So, Wendy, could you share with us the information about this conference?
So the conference is live for bookings online. We have a fabulous Robin Hood excursion on the Thursday by Robin Hood himself. And we have fabulous workshops on the Friday, several talks Saturday, Sunday. So it's over the weekend of the 28th to the 31st of August. It's going to be held in Eastwood Hall, which is just outside of Nottingham, so right near Sherwood Forest. Really, really wonderful talks, very much based on myth, archetypes, but there's lots of different workshops. And Rod is doing a fabulous workshop on astronomy. Alejo is doing a fabulous plenary. He's closing the conference for us, delivering it to everyone. So this is going to be, it's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of learning.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
sign up. Well, whilst the early bird discounts are,
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, so if you book before 30th of April, listen, if you book before 30th of April, if you want to book a residential conference, use the code, you can save as much as £200. If you want to book online, if you couldn't join us physically, but you can join us online, you can use the code and you can save as much as £125. Don't miss this chance, okay? So everyone, please come to see us, come to join us at conference. Come on. Well, thank you, Wendy, and thank you, Alejo, for joining me today for this new one update. And everyone, just do it. Bye-bye.
Bye.